welcome to Chesapeake Weekly. We have a new city manager. Chesapeake City Council named Christopher M. Price city manager effective November 4th, following current city manager James Baker's retirement. Price comes to Chesapeake from Prince William County, Virginia, where he serves as deputy county executive. And he has local ties. He began his public service career right here in Chesapeake over 20 years ago when he worked for the planning department. You can find out more information about Mr. Price on the city's website. Every year during Constitution Week, we are reminded of the importance of the Constitution and the need to study the historical events which led up to its framing in September of 1787. Constitution Week is from September 17th to the 23rd, and the annual tradition was started back in the 50s by the Daughters of the American Revolution. To commemorate the week, we pulled together a few members of the Chesapeake chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Youth Virginia Regiment, and special guest Nathan Richardson as Frederick Douglass to give us a reading of the Preamble to the United States Constitution. Check it out.
We the people. We the people.
We the people.
We the people.
We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union,
establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense,
promote the general welfare,
and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity.
do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Huzzah!
It's been 18 years since the tragic attacks on our country on September 11, 2001. Ceremonies of remembrance were held throughout the region, one of which took place at City Park at the site of Chesapeake's 9/11 Memorial.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Cause us to rest in you as we struggle to live in a troubled world. Remind us that you will never leave us or forsake us, even in our darkest hours. Lord, in your mercy.
The hardest part is remembering that there were 2,977 individuals who died that day, but there were hundreds of thousands that were impacted in some form or fashion. And I think that's why today is so important. That's why we can never forget. If you leave here today, maybe take a minute to hug a loved one a second longer than you normally would, or work on some homework with your kids in a little bit more patience, or hold your spouse's hand. When you fall asleep. Thank you for being here. Thank you for remembering those that fell. And thank you to God and the city of Chesapeake. God bless each one of you.
So many of us adults so vividly remember where we were that day, but our children know nothing but a post-9/11 world, making that more important to continue to teach them what happened and what they can learn from it.
And so this morning, while they meant it for evil, and there were over 3,000 lives, and then others who died later because of the effects of that tragedy. And the most important thing that you boys and girls, you students can do to make sure that we continue to be free is to go back into this building in just a few minutes and study as hard as you can and be the best that you can be and grow up to be citizens who continue to love this country.
September is Emergency Preparedness Month, and while we spend lots of time preaching to adults the importance of being prepared and having a kit and having a plan, we can't forget about preparing our children. Now, children who are prepared are more confident during emergencies and disasters. So take the time this month to teach your children what to do in an emergency, knowing that you likely won't be with them 24/7. How will they get in touch with you? Do they know how and when to call 911? Familiarize yourself with your child's school or caretaker's emergency plans and have your own family plan. Learn more and get your kids involved by visiting ready.gov/kids. Now, if there's an emergency in our city, whether it be a hurricane, a flood, or something else entirely, will we be able to reach you? Well, we certainly hope so, but you need to be signed up for Chesapeake Alert. Through this alert system, you can create your own profile and choose how and when we get in touch with you. You can also opt in to several helpful alerts, such as travel advisories and garbage collection reminders. Check it out and sign up online today at cityofchesapeake.net/Chesapeake Alert. September is Library Card Sign-Up Month. No matter where you live in Chesapeake, there's a Chesapeake Public Library branch within a few miles of your home, not to mention the countless offerings available to you anywhere you are online. Now, if you don't have a library card, now is definitely the time to get it. New this year, Chesapeake Public Library and the public schools have teamed up to make sure every student has a library card and therefore access to thousands of resources to help them succeed.
Someone who's struggling or someone that you see has a really strong passion. So you see that light bulb go off on that kid's eyes, that's a thing that they're really interested in. This is a way to give them additional information on that. So you've got to move on in the classroom because teachers are very, they're very limited with their time. There's a lot they have to cover in a school year. So how do you keep that passion going? Well, you could refer them to one of the databases where there are additional classes and videos and resources available. And the great thing is, with these resources, they're vetted. We know that we as parents, we're nervous about what our kids are accessing online. This is a comfort for the parents to know everything they're accessing is going to be appropriate.
You can watch the rest of that episode of Peak Life on youtube.com/Chesapeake Television. The 5th Annual Teen Suicide Prevention Forum takes place on Saturday, September 28th from 11 to 1 at the Central Library. The event will include a panel discussion with behavioral health therapists, mental health advocates, and school administrators. It's a good opportunity to learn warning signs and to get tips on how you can best help the teen in your life who may be struggling. Here's more from event organizer Sam Boone.
The early signs could be depression. Somebody may not be fitting in school, brand new to a high school, and we see this quite often throughout life. Every stage of my life, I've known someone who has committed suicide. Starting out when I was in high school, one of my classmates committed suicide. As a brand new state trooper, one of my first assignments was to a teen that was thinking about committing suicide. And I said, hey, at some point I said, we need to start talking about this.
A great opportunity for aspiring astronomers or just those who love the night sky is coming up on Saturday, September 21st at Northwest River Park. It's the monthly Skywatch event with Back Bay amateur astronomers. See planets, star clusters, nebula, and galaxies. You'll also get a quick 101 on how to use a telescope. This event takes place from 8 to 10 p.m. at Northwest River Park. Now, the event is weather dependent, so call 421-7151 to confirm that it's taking place if the weather looks a little iffy. And it's a big year for popular fall festivals here in Chesapeake. The Great American Food Fest is celebrating its 40th year at their 2019 event on October 2nd at City Park. The Chesapeake Sheriff's Department and the South Norfolk Rorton Club team up for this charity event that includes food samplings from dozens of vendors, beverages, live music, and much more. Fest hours are from 3 to 7, and you can find out more at thegreatamericanfoodfest.com. And this year marks the 10th annual Chesapeake, Virginia Wine Festival, coming up on October 12th at Chesapeake City Park. Tickets are on sale now for the popular annual fundraiser featuring 20 premier Virginia winery locations, live entertainment from Louis McGee, food vendors, and much more. For both individual and table ticket purchases, visit chesswine.com. And before we go, a quick operational update for you. Because of all the yard waste left by Hurricane Dorian, the Waste Management Division is behind in picking up bulk waste. They've suspended bulk waste rules for another week, which means no need to call to request a collection. But there are still limits to pile sizes. Find all of those details at cityofchesapeake.net/bulk. That's Chesapeake Weekly. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.